Hey everybody, it's Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts. It's Marching Arts now live on all the socials, and we are here doing our 2022 Color Guard WGI wrap-up. It's going to be so much fun. Paul Simondak, you've been my partner in crime for all of these Color Guard versions of Marching Arts now during winter 2022. How are you?
I'm doing good, Tim, doing good. I mean, I still need to edit some videos from WGI, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of crazy that it happened, but it did.
I know it actually happened and it's already over and it seems like it just went by so fast. And listen, everybody, we have lots of cool guests. We have clips from some of the performances. We have clips from behind the scenes with different guards and things. It's going to be super fun. Let me bring in everybody that's here to say hello. I'm going to start with Andre Williams. Andre Williams, well, it says I brought you in, but I don't see you. There you are. Hey, Andre, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. You are at Fisher's at a rehearsal or something tonight?
No, actually, I am getting ready for the Elevate Clinic on Sunday. So I'm here with Thomas Thali, and we're writing some choreo for the world-class workshops and clinics.
No rest for the weary, man. You finished the season and you're still going because you're helping people learn, do better. That's very, very cool. By the way, everybody, we have somebody here from his Color Guard too. We're going to introduce in a minute. But before we do that, I want to bring in Cynthia Bernard. So Cynthia, say hi.
Hi.
From Lazy Clips, of course. And congratulations on a wonderful showing in Dayton and everything. Congrats. How was it?
Thank you. It was amazing. It was more than what we expected. We're not done with the season, so it was a great mid-season happening that happened for us.
Very, very, very cool. So I'm just going to bring in the other two people just to say hi real quick and then send them back off again. We have Julie Newton is with us. Julie, say hi.
Hi.
Extraordinaire band parent. She's got some behind-the-scenes band parent. Well, Color Guard parent. She's got behind-the-scenes parent stuff that's going to be very cool. And I want to say hi to Alexis Ellis. Alexis, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. She is a performer with Andre's group. And congrats, Alexis. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm currently at work, about to clock out, but doing good. Doing good. Missing guard, but that's all. We got the clinic on Sunday, so I'm excited. But
so Julie and Alexis, I'm going to send you off. I'll bring you back in just a little bit, but I want to start by talking to Andre and Cynthia and Paul. And so, let's just celebrate that this happened. What was your big takeaway from the weekend? Paul, I'll let you go first since you're sort of co-hosting here.
I don't know. I think just seeing everybody. I know we talked about that before, but actually seeing everybody and seeing people that you didn't think you were going to see was just really exciting. I would turn the corner and then I would see somebody and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. And so it was just so nice to see everybody.
So that means you broke into a song from Frozen? Never mind. I'm moving on past that. Andre, what was your how did you feel through the weekend?
I felt great. It was Elevates. I mean, we're in our inaugural season, so this was our first time going as a group, and it was a really good time. We had a great performance on Thursday, and got to watch some really good Color Guard on Friday and Saturday, and the house was packed. Oh my gosh, that was probably the best part of the weekend. Was Saturday, seeing all of the championships packed, house down, big time.
How about you, Cynthia? You want to weigh in on that?
It's weird because we went into it with a game face on. We just prelims for us was actually the third performance the member ever done in a show. So it was, yes. So for us, it was really game face. I didn't, thank you. We didn't let any emotions show to the members. We wanted to be as cold as we could be so they could perform and do their job. And then we got to UD on Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday afternoon. And seeing UD being so packed with people just resonated with everyone. I've never seen the arena being that full at all times. It was really, really emotional and heartwarming, and it lit a fire that I think some people had tamed for seasons. We were far away from each other, we don't see each other, and to see that many love and passion for our activity was, I don't know, for us, like I said, it's mid-season for us, but it was the greatest mid-season fire that could.
Wow.
push us through for the rest of the season and maybe next years, you know, like it just helped for so many things, so many reasons.
Yeah. Prelims was like abnormally packed too. Like prelims and semis every single day that UD Arena was like maxed.
So why was this, everybody? Was it just everybody was so happy to be there and they wanted to watch as many guards as possible? Or was there some new camaraderie of like, let's support each other? Like, what do you think it was?
I think a little bit of both. Paul, and you might be able to speak a little bit more from like member seg, but I know staff wise, just seeing like most of the groups were like popping in to watch somebody else, or if we weren't, you know, performing that day and we were done, we were going to watch A class, we were going to watch open class. So I think it was a lot of like camaraderie between the performers and the staff. I just wanted to see a lot of people. We haven't seen Color Guard live in what, two years now? Some of us. So like to be at WGI and to see all of those different groups, I think everybody was just ecstatic just to see as much as they possibly could.
Yeah, Dayton Mall must have been empty this year.
Yeah. I met Paul for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, so Paul and Andre, you guys met up?
Yeah, we met. Well, it was like at the start of my rehearsal, so it's kind of tense, and I was like, I'll see him around later. And then I got to see him at the
okay, bye.
So yeah, it was a tense moment right there. So
Paul, did you feel like there was a spirit of support for you as a member from everybody?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think especially having A class back in UD Arena, from what I remember, like just being able to watch on Friday night, like it was so exciting. You know, we had our Pega A team go, and I got to see Les Eclipse too. I mean, even when we first walk in, I'm pretty sure all the guards scheduled time to like go into the UD Arena to just go watch, right? Before your warm up, after your warm up, before you go back to the hotel. And so like I got to see a lot of color guards. I remember the first color guard I walked into was, I think, Center Grove with Scholastic World in the UD Arena. Center Grove, and then I got to watch Woodlands. So,
okay, very cool. I love this, everybody, and we need to keep this going because I have to tell you, there have been times in the past when I've been in that arena and there have not been very many people there, and I'm like, where's everybody? And so I think everybody's like, oh, I've got to rest, I've got to practice, whatever. And I'm like, no, we need to be here clapping for each other all the time, and that happened this year. I got to tell you, that energy on Friday night was crazy. It was like everybody was so in it for every performer. Like I just loved that, and I guess it was just the happiness of being back together.
Yeah. Well, in A class this year was different. Like real talented.
Okay.
Like, and that's not to say that they weren't in the past, but like it's like a completely different level of crazy for A class right now.
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay, so Paul, you've got some clips. So
yes.
Should I play it or do you want to set it up?
I mean, it's 3 short clips. I mean, the first one is the snow that happened. I don't know what that was Saturday.
Okay, well, let's watch the snow. Here we go.
Guys, it's literally snowing out.
Oh,
and pause.
Okay,
yeah, like,
was that it?
What's that pause? That looked like
no,
a blizzard. Where were y'all?
That was, did I not get the whole thing in? All right, well, we'll fix that in post, everybody. By the way, if you're watching live, we love that you're here. Please comment. Tell us what you thought about the event. If you were there, tell us what you thought and tell us where you're watching from. So, Paul, snow was a really big deal. It was fun.
Yeah.
Was it fun or was it horrible?
Floridians, for sure. We don't get snow down here. So seeing snow was great. I remember my teammate was like, I hope it snows. And I was like, I hope it doesn't because I don't want to be cold going into warm up at the EDU.
Thank you.
Because warm up is outside. I mean, it's not outside, it's in a tent, but you have to go outside. So, but very exciting. And then the other 2 clips I have, I don't know if we have them, but it's finals retreat. So it's going down the tunnel into retreat, and then it's me on the floor at finals retreat, I think. But
all right, so
I mean, it was really exciting.
We'll watch the video from going down the tunnel, which is, of course, iconic, exciting, amazing. So let's watch it.
We were going pretty fast. We were really excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
Is that
gosh.
for retreat?
Yes.
That was for retreat, yeah. Okay.
Mhm. So 4th time going down. Actually, that was my 6th time going down that tunnel. Oh my gosh. We helped Coastal
Ooh.
Forest too. So
Okay, so since
Yeah.
we're talking tunnel, I've had a bunch of conversations about this stuff, and I keep hearing people saying, you know, I had it together and I wasn't going to cry, and then we started down the tunnel and I lost it. Cynthia, you're nodding. Was that an experience for you?
Not exactly. I tried to be as cold as I could, as further as I could, so the members wouldn't go. But yeah, for me, it's not the tunnel. It's that little nook, like where we just hold before
yes.
going completely down, and we do our last circle, and it's just. I mean, it was surreal for us to make finals. Not that I didn't think that we could make it, but going into WGI, we didn't know our rankings, but with a guru of color guard, Vincent, the director of Third Legend, he figured that we were probably 34th in ranking going to WGI. So to go all the way to finals, it was the first time in 7th year that Lazy Clips made finals. I have kids that have been
Wow.
with Lazy Clips for 8 years, and it was their first time finalists. I mean, it was just overdue. So to be in that space was really, really hitting home for me and for some of the members. I think if I'm not mistaken, one of the member did the finals with us 7 years ago and made finals with us 7 years ago. And the staff just wanted to be really like, let's do it. We have a job to do. You need to do your job, like enjoy, but like do your job, but still like you cannot, I mean, waterworks. It needs to happen. It's you're there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually have a clip that Cynthia shared with us of this, so let's watch that now.
Yeah. It's really, I speak French, so. But yeah, we have that thing where the members are not allowed to look at their phones. They're not allowed to look at social media. Because
Wow.
it's so easy to know the score and to not control how they. I mean, I was gonna say not that I want to control. Yes, people that know me know that I want to control. But like, that moment where everyone gets to know together, like what's happening, where we're at, and in the years in the past, we were ranked 8th and we didn't make semis. And I needed to be there for my kids to announce them that they only did that one performance. Like, it's from any end of the spectrum. I really feel like being able to tell them and be with them is the best way to do it for us, at least. And they've been really good through the years to not look and not see the rankings, not see the score, not go on Facebook, because everyone's happy for us. And I think the hardest was between prelims and semis, because prelims were so long and we went like dead middle, like we were the last group of the third, how do you call it? Third block of like the 6th block. So
yeah.
But yeah, and between semis and finals, I went to UD to do a sound check, which I know I don't have to, and every guy at the sound were like, you don't have to be here. And
But you don't have to. It's like,
but
yes,
control.
I do.
I need to control it. So I went to UD, do the sound check, and I got to know that we were making finals, and I was alone with one of the administrator, and I was like, all right, don't cry. And the staff were writing to me and they were like, oh my God. And the members were not allowed to look. Like the captains actually took their phone and were like, don't look at your phone, because there's so many people that were happy for them that,
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in the car and 20 minutes away, but Dayton is 20 or 45 minutes, depending on the traffic. So it was the longest drive ever. And then I got there and I wanted to say in 17th place in a score and 16th place, because that's kind of a joke for us. Like we've been 17th and 16th for years, like going there in that weird spot where you're like, it's cool, but didn't make it. And I couldn't. I just bawled out, started to cry. And it actually, I watched the video again today, and I think it was 45 seconds. Like we cried for 45 seconds, and then it was like, all right, so game plan. Now, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this, we're doing that. We don't have rehearsal. You need to fix your hair. Where's the glitter?
Yeah.
So, but I think
All right,
it
because it was
helped
the same day. Oh my God.
Yes, and that was
Yeah.
my first time ever. Like I'm not used to being in class, so that's something. Like, but it's fun. I think it's fun. They were really tired at the end of the day. Like retreat ends like at the early mornings, but yeah, it was really, really fun, and they were happy. And I hope that for them, we had a good balance of being emotional and being in the right headspace to perform.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So good.
I love that. So everybody that's watching live, thanks for saying hi. We have Joni who says, "Yay, Paul Choreo," and then we have somebody on Facebook that says, "Congratulations, Kiski area open." Absolutely. And then Don says, "Hi guys, I'm Donnie Franklin from Grassfield High School. This is great." So Don, we're really, really glad that you're watching too. Everybody, let us know where you're watching from. Now, Cynthia, we have one more video from your group. Do you want me to play it first, or do you want to set it up?
I think. No, let's play it. Let's go.
Okay, this is pretty cool, everybody. So let's watch this very cool clip from Lazy Clips.
They're really cute. And then they don't know which hands. They're like, which hands? I don't know. And it's really funny. Like right in there, you see Pilou, which is Philip, and Sarah Jeanne, the girlfriend. And the kid that just went in front is 12 years old. It was her first time making WGI. She's 12.
Wow.
She was bawling, like crying, poor kid. And like, yeah, Philip and Sarah Jeanne have been together for 6 years, I think, or maybe a little bit more. Sarah Jeanne has been performing with us for 5 years. She started with open class right away. She's been a dancer forever. And Philou, if I'm not mistaken, and I think some of the These Eclipse members are here, but I think he's at his 15th year. So like,
wow,
he's been with us forever.
Wow.
And he planned to do that, not knowing if we would ever make it to that show, to that performance, to that moment.
So wait, make sure we know when this was. Exactly when did this happen in the time frame?
After retreat. So we did our performance and we made finals, and between when they were supposed to get prepared before finals, he came into the staff room and talked to Laurence, which is like an old friend of his, like she's now on staff, and was like, sorry, my daughter's here. So he just wanted to see like how we could set it up, and he has ADD, like he's like all over the place at all times, and we were just like, we're gonna figure it out, that's gonna be fine. So when retreat was done, like he was the only one that ever made finals. So I made up that story that we would do the eclipse, like, you know, that circle that everyone does before performance. We call it the eclipse. So I was like, so when you're done, you go in the corner, we're going to make an eclipse. And they breathe with their eyes closed twice. And then they open their eyes and they breathe looking at each other and enjoying the moment. And that's what we do before every performance. So I was like, we're just going to do this. We're going to create a moment and create another moment for us and blah, blah, blah. And once we opened our eyes, he just went for it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts.
Yeah, it was probably like 1 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah. Wow.
We do have some people so I think we have some Lazy Clips people watching, because Joni says they were almost 7 years together, and Veronique, I guess it is, says, I told him that he had to do it that night.
I think Veronique was actually the only one that knew it prior. She was the one that was having the ring. She had the ring. He dropped the ring to her on Tuesday because Sarah Jeanne is the boss of the house. So she's the one that, you know, made the bags and everything. So he can have the ring. So yeah, it was something. It was really cool. I'm so happy for them.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, is there ever a time when that happens, when it just doesn't make everybody in the world feel good? I mean, how can it's impossible not to. So.
Yeah.
Amazing.
During the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring in our other two guests. So we have Julie and we have Alexis that are here with us. Hey, Julie and Alexis. Julie, introduce yourself in case anybody doesn't know who you are.
I'm a guard mom. I was able to go and be a chaperone with our guard this year, and it was my first time to Dayton.
So you're your first time there, and I mean the Woodlands, like they did okay.
Yeah, just okay.
Come on, it was amazing. And then Alexis, introduce yourself and tell us about yourself.
So I marched Elevate this year. I've never been to Dayton before either. Before that, just Harriman in high school. We just stayed here and did state finals, and once state finals was over, you were done. So it was cool to expand the season.
Awesome. So I'm so glad that you guys are here. So Julie, first time going to Dayton. So what was your takeaway? What was it like? What did you think?
It was amazing. It was awesome. We can't wait to go back next year. We're gonna get to do 2 years in a row, which we never do, because this year is an off year. But yeah, it was fantastic.
So was there something about it that surprised you? You're like, well, I didn't expect it to be like that. Like, was there a moment like that for you?
Oh, I would say, I mean, it was really great to see how much time the guards got to see each other. Like, I loved seeing the guards go in and watch a few shows and then go warm up and do their show. And then afterwards, hurry back and sit down and watch. So that was like one of my highlights, just watching our girls watch all of these guards that they've been watching on YouTube for all year, that they get so excited watching.
So we have a clip of, is this you with the, what tell us, you want to set this up? What is this clip?
I think this is after our finals performance at the top of the tunnel, as all the girls are coming back up to the top and they're gathering together with the director.
All right, let's watch it. There's another behind the scenes, everybody. We're taking you behind the scenes. Here we are. By the way, thanks for watching Marching Arts Now, brought to you by Guard Closet and Marching Arts Education. Thanks, Jeremy Williams, for putting these things together as always. We are taking you behind the scenes. This is what it's like to finish your show and then come back out. Let's see what's
Are we all here? Are we all here?
Okay, so how could you not love that guard and love that show? I mean, Julie, everybody was talking about Woodlands. That was. Were you a proud mom?
Yes. And it's one of those things that, you know, we've been watching them all season and we've been telling them all season that they were amazing, but there's nobody down here that's at a world class. And so they had not been put up against another world class all season. So they haven't been up against another world class since before COVID. So they had no idea where they would come in. Last time they went to Dayton, they came in 15th. And so it was just, you know, we had no idea. And our girls, you know, watch all the other top world guards and they think they're amazing. And I thought it was really, they were standing on prelims day. They were in the tunnel getting ready to perform. And I can't remember what guard was up on the screen playing, and the girls were just watching it like, that's so good. And we're like, you guys don't realize that you're just as good. And so it was really a neat moment.
That's very cool. By the way, Stacy's watching. She says, Lexi, she's a fierce, strong one. Love her. So thanks, Stacy, for being here, for those comments. Julie, like, did you think it's probably a big deal for them that, like, they got this validation, they realized how good the guard is? Is this going to, like, Cynthia, you're nodding, this is going to make a difference for this guard moving forward, right?
I think it it validates all the hard work they've put into it the last few years. They have really, the program has exploded probably in the last 4 to 5 years here. And it just validates that the hard work and the effort that we put into to support it and to help it grow really, made a difference.
Good.
That's cool. And I
Those
love
kids are awesome.
So exciting.
They were amazing. Oh my gosh. And they helped us. Yeah, because me and Julie met.
Yeah.
Me and Julie met too.
Yeah. we
But
pulled
me
the
and
floor
Julie
for them.
Yeah, and then Woodlands actually helped us onto the floor for prelims, and they're so sweet. Like, they're such sweet people. They're amazing kids.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was great.
Julie, thank you for
Yeah.
being here to share that story. It's really, really cool. I gotta tell you, I love a show with doors, whether it's the Doors music or the Doors. I was all about it. So I thought it was really, really fun. Paul, anything you want to say about Woodlands before we move on?
I mean, they just looked so mature as performers. I mean, especially getting there to finals night and with the crowd, like I was still nervous. I was like, oh my god, all these people are watching. But like seeing them get through their show and perform, like every last ounce of it was just so good. I got to see them in prelims live, and oh my gosh, they were just so good. Oh my god. It's always so amazing to see like high schoolers, right, achieving so much at level.
Yeah, and honestly, I've watched them all season, and still every time I watch them, I'm a fangirl.
Yeah.
That is your job, by the way. So yeah. I mean, you're good for you. Awesome. So all right, so let's go to Alexis. Alexis, your first time going as a performer today. So what did you think? What did you think about it?
I tried to like downplay it like as much as I could, just because I didn't want to like freak myself out or psych myself out in terms of getting ready to perform in front of like all these people that I've never ever seen in my whole life. But like inside, I was very much like this is real. Like this is real life. Like everybody out here knows what they're talking about. Everybody knows like what you are supposed to do. But like as soon as I hit that tunnel, I was like, okay, this is like go mode, go zone. Like I can't trip about it and think about it any other way than like I'm just out here performing in front of Andre or just in front of whoever. But as soon as they like opened those curtains and like I was standing there with my equipment, like by the props, I was like looking around and I was like, I just can't stop smiling. Like my friend Pedigo, I was like, I literally cannot stop smiling right now. Like this is so crazy and so real. I was like, we really are doing this thing right now. So that was like my one moment of like letting out like that excitement to like be able to perform for the first time like at UD. But it was really thrilling and really exciting. And I don't know, the energy, I felt like I expected it to be a lot louder, but I think because no one really knew like who we were yet, it was still very like we're gonna just see what they're made of. So I don't know. I think I wanted to either upplay it more than it was or downplay it more than it was, so that way I kind of felt like middle ground about it.
Yeah. So Andre, Elevate, congratulations. How does it feel to hear those things?
Honestly, I'm really happy that she had a great first experience. I was going into championships. That's one of the things that actually myself and Stacy talked about a lot, was making sure that they had a really, really positive and great first experience, because we had, I think, over half of the cast had been traveling to WGI for the first time for championships this year. So we really wanted to make sure that they had a great time and had all the tools that they need to be successful, right? Making sure that they stay focused, making sure, that tunnel vision coming down the tunnel, making sure that we have those conversations and do our little together things and we do our fist bumps and all of that stuff going down the tunnel. But like, otherwise, like it was very much so about them. So it's just nice to know that Alexis had a great time, and I'm sure everybody else did too. It was pretty insane, to be honest with you. We typically know that prelims is like not very crowded, right? But prelims actually was pretty packed. And then on top of that, for us to be the first IW, the first independent world group back in UD for the first time in 2 years, because we were first up in world class, which is kind of sometimes a curse, but in this case, to be the first group out at UD in 2 years for Independent World and be the first people in there to compete was a monumental moment, and we definitely did not take that lightly. So,
Paul, I feel like you should weigh in on that, because that strikes me as being like a really important moment for the world of color guard, and Andre and Alexis were the ones walking that in.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it gets very tense. Obviously, everybody's downplaying or they're trying to, show up, right? But I think again, just for everybody, it was just exciting seeing everybody be there. Just be able to watch and see everything. I know it was like, it was crazy going to prelims because it just happened so fast for everybody. Like, oh, this is it. Like, here we go. Like, you start seeing groups, and then you're like, oh, that's another group. We're competing against them, and it's so hard to get caught up all that. But I think, I mean, for me, again, I think the first thing, because I think Julie's gonna head out, but the very first thing I got to watch was the Woodlands in the UD arena. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. This is gonna happen. And that was the first thing I saw. And I think that really grounded me, okay, we're all just here to perform and have fun. It's just color guard, right? Don't overthink it. We all just want to perform, really enjoy this moment while we have it here. So
yeah.
Man, from your lips to every guard person's brain, I wish everybody would know that, it's fun, right? Let's have a good time. We love doing this. I know that it gets intense and everything. By the way, you mentioned the first thing you saw was Woodlands, and Julie, you talked about the Woodlands, and I forgot I had a clip. I'm supposed to be directing traffic, everybody. This is Marching Arts Now. We're live talking about Color Guard, WGI Color Guard, our wrap-up for 2022. So I'm going to show the Woodlands clip now, even though it's out of order, because we brought it back up again. So let's watch it.
Can you picture what will be? So limitless and free.
All right.
God.
So what I want to know is, Julie, just now as we were watching the clip, were you watching your daughter the whole time?
Kind of, but I've made a concerted effort to try and watch the other girls as well.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. It's not a bad answer. It's not like it's a bad thing. What's hard is when you say, "Hey, band parent, will you film the color guard show?" and they just follow their child around the whole time. That's when it gets a little frustrating. You can watch whatever you want to.
yeah.
Cynthia, I want to ask, who's our guest star that's here with you tonight?
It's Sarah, my daughter, who should beat us the bed sleep. Sports. Dites allô?
Hello.
Allô.
It's great
Hi.
to see you. And listen, who could sleep with all this excitement about color guard going on? I mean, everybody, we are talking about WGI color guard. We're wrapping it up. So do we have some clips? I believe Jeremy told me that he had some clips. Oh, here's one from Etude. Andre, do you want to set this up?
Yes. Can we talk about the double layer skirt, please?
Oh my god.
That feature. And then you have the pieces connected to the hands, and I think Byron definitely designed that one. So props to Byron for that. But that was one of my top 5 moments, was seeing that double skirt feature from Etude. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've all seen skirts done 1,000 times, and yet, Andre, they did what they're supposed to do. They did it in a way that we've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
It looked different. It was like, this is every designer's dream. It's take something that's ubiquitous and then make it new. It's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Let's watch this clip. Okay, it hurt me to turn that off, but anyway, I have to. Andre, why did you said you love this course? Let's talk about this show.
Talk about the show. Sorry, I was still like.
What you were?
I was still,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I was
interrupt your
still having a
moment.
moment.
I did not mean to
It's
interrupt
such a
your
good
moment.
show. Well, and then here's the other thing. And if you're a close watcher like I am, you notice that most of their motif, their hand actually goes in this motion. Like every single thing has a gesture of that upper forehead. And Brian Wynn is amazing. Brian Wynn is amazing.
I think one thing that was really interesting this year, and I don't know if I was feeling the feels, but I really did feel like any designer did the show that they wanted to do. Like not calculating or not thinking about like, is that the recipe that's going to make me finalist? Or is that like, it really felt like it was felt designs that were from the designer for the performers, and then the public was just there to enjoy. Like, you know what that kind of thing where it's, and I saw that from A class to world class. Like I was like, this is so them. This is so you. Like you see unicorn and you're like, are ya? In skirts, and then you see them and you're like, oh, you are. That's what you're doing. And the judges and the volunteers, like everyone wanted every group to be first. Like everyone wanted, every group to have a gold medal. So everything, everyone, people were speaking to each other. The tapes that I listened, like there were things that I lived as a director that I was like, oh, I hope my members could be here and be at the sound table with the guy that's like, that's fine, we'll figure it out. Where other years it's not always like this, not that people are not nice, but it's like drill, like you do this next. And this year like was that full long line for music test, like sound check, and it was vibing. We're like, all right, it's gonna be fine. Like it was really special.
Yeah. A2 did really have, and that big unicorn horn on the that was great. It was it was just a really good show. There's nothing else to be said about it. It was beautiful.
I mean, I think one of the most magical parts about everything was seeing all the props come out of that tunnel. Seeing them set up that unicorn horn, seeing them, like every prop just coming out of that tunnel and being set up was just like, wow, it is so amazing whoever engineered these things.
Well, an amp and that entire backdrop.
Oh my gosh.
The whole cityscape.
Well, all right, we've got an amp clip, everybody. But before we jump into the amp clip, by the way, if you're watching, we love that you're watching this. Thanks so much. Let everybody know this is here. If you can't see it live, watch it later. You can find it at Marching Arts Education or the Marching Roundtable YouTube channel. I want to step back for a second to something Cynthia said real quick before we get into amp. Don't worry, everybody. We will see hammers get thrown. Okay. But before we do that, I want to say this. Cynthia, you talked about the vibe and everybody's sort of this sense of empathy and kindness and grace with each other, and we're like, okay, like listen, everybody, let's hang on to that, right? Like, can we hang on to that piece? Like that shouldn't be a first year back thing. That should be a like, this is our new paradigm.
I've always approached WGI and special and like any WGI events, and with that in mind, I've always felt like especially judges are there to give you the highest score that you deserve, not give you the score that you deserve. I don't know if that makes sense. Like they are there to give you the tools to be first. And if that's your job to do what you have to do to go as far as you can. Like I've always felt that, and I've always seen the activity in this way because I love competition, but I don't like to beat people. That's not my goal. And so that's the way I want to do things. I want to compete. I love this activity. I love the sheets. I love the boxes. I love the words. I love it all. And I think that we've struggled with membership and money and not knowing where the world is going to go and everything. So I think it was there. I think it's just that now it was like, grabbing people and be like, this is why I'm here. And this is why you are here. And we can say it and we can live it and we can revive this. Like it's seeing like volunteers welcoming the kids to finals, like in a way that I've like like I was like, oh my God, all right, like Kleenex, like we're not even in movement block, like It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't think it was special for us, but there's people that have been with us and seen us for so long. Like I'm Hervin that sees us at any New Jersey regional, and he's like 7 years. Like, and the kids don't even know. They're like, what? Like, people were there for everyone. Like Third Legend with their flowers, and there was like about 34 million kids like going to grab a pedal, and like, why not a pedal? I helped you. Like, I think it's always been there. It's just that now we could physically do it. That was so special.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to live in my unicorn village and think it was always been like this, but that's just my vision. Like, I want to compete. I don't want to beat people. I want to be the best. And I really feel like that's what WGI is.
When you're always competing against your own best performance, right? Can we do better than we've ever done before? And then, we do what I love that it's all offense, right? Like our activity is all offense. We all do the best we can, and then we just see what happens. We're not trying to knock anybody else down. We're trying to bring everybody up. So I love. I just wanted to make that point. I don't mean to hammer that home too hard, everybody, but I do think we need to like talk about this. Like, let's hang on to this thing that we all loved so much and felt so good about this year.
Well, and not forget why we do it.
Yeah.
I think that's important too. I think a lot, like you're saying all the time, we're very, sometimes we are boggled down with competition, right? And I think a lot of the times we're so boggled down that we forget to be present in the moment and realize that what we're doing, just being there, just existing, is just as important and deserves just as much as excitement, just as everybody else does.
Yeah. I think it's so exciting, especially when I tell people to, they get to the end of their season and you don't realize how much you've done. And then I say, go watch your first run. Go watch that. And then they look at it
always
and then they're horrified. Like, wow, I really looked like that like 6 months ago. I was like, yeah, you did. But look at you now. You're a much better version of yourself. You got through the show. Yeah. And whatever that ending was, like you came out a better person from it. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was fun along the way.
Yeah, and it's really, really smart to remember where you started. I love that. Like, remember the first time you picked up a rifle and hit yourself in the face. Like, like you have to think back sometimes. But anyway, I know that I'm responsible, everybody, for taking us down into this thoughtful conversation. And now I'm going to say, why so serious? Let's watch the amp clip. All right, here we go.
That's true.
When you bring me out,
this flag
can you
feature.
introduce me
this is the
Joker?
flag feature. Yes. This is what I wanted.
I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die.
I'm so glad I got to see that one. It was so good. It was so good.
I gotta tell. I mean, like, are you not as happy as I am that like everybody's so in love with that?
It's great.
Can we talk about the transition to get into it? That was sometimes the transition is just hidden in plain. It's like the best transition that I've ever seen for a flag feature ever.
Okay, so analyze that for us. Anybody that's watching, they're like, how did that happen? Describe it, Andre. Why does it work?
I can absolutely tell you why it works. Okay, so they folded everything to the back, right? They've taken all of your attention away from all of the things and the other things in the back, and you see your first character come in, and then as that happens, like they just slowly bring this nice little jaunter, and they have this flag, like you can tell the flag's there, but you really don't pay attention to it because you think it's a dance feature until they pick this up, and there's this big, massive yellow flag that's across the entire floor, and it's, I don't know, the transition works so easily and smoothly because you're not really paying attention to the flag whatsoever. You're paying attention to them dance.
And I think the other thing is that when they're back, that's when they have the big smile on. So that's where they were doing their dance to the back. So when they turn, they all, I'm going to lose my, they all become all of a Joker. So like, it's just smart. And that staff team is just smart. Lewis, I'm pretty sure Lewis wrote that flag feature. Like he knows how to do this. Like it's, they know what they're doing and they're doing it great.
And the musicality.
Yeah.
Insane.
I mean, even just him dancing, all that.
Yeah.
That he did 3 barrels into like 2 turns. Oh my gosh, it just works out so great. Like
yeah. I want to know how high he jumped at the end. I need somebody to get like a ruler.
He's actually quite short. I think he's shorter than me.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like,
I'm sure he jumped
at least 6 feet in there.
3 or 4 feet for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, everybody, because AMP was, everybody was, I'm like, the week after, like everybody was talking about AMP. And the thing I loved is like, did you notice how many guard boys were in their backyard throwing hammers around? I mean, can we just talk about this? You know what I mean? Like everybody had built a hammer. It was like the thing. And I was like, really? Like I thought it was cool. And I guess I would have done the same thing, if I'm honest. So maybe I'll go build a hammer now.
Right. Cool. Yeah. Well, and not only that, but those hammer rotations were on. Like they had a tech block. They had a tech block for those hammers. You can't tell me that they didn't have a tech block for those hammers. They had a tech block.
Of course they did. Are you kidding?
For hours. For hours on end. There's no way. The rotations were way too tight.
By the way, everybody, because everybody was talking about it, I reached out to them and they are going to do a live Zoom conversation and everybody can join this. So go to Marching Arts Education, look at the live webinars, and you can sign up to be a part of the live Zoom conversation. That which means if you're on Zoom, you can actually ask some questions yourself. So it's going to be John the Joker is going to be there to talk, and we can ask him all these questions. We can ask him how high he jumped if he knows, or if he's actually okay. I'm sure he is. Matt's going to be there, the director. Lewis is going to be there, the creative director. Sebastian and the design team is going to be there, and they're all going to be there to answer questions.
Wow.
So anything you want to know that night. Oh, I didn't tell you the date. Hang on, I have it right here. Thursday night, April 28th at 7 Eastern. So put that on your calendar. Go sign up so you can watch live and ask some questions. And if you want to know, how did you come up with that hammer thing? Or how did you, tell me your process of figuring out whatever it is. Or
I will have my list ready. I will have my list ready to ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and we're excited to give everybody that access and let them sort of get some of their, everybody's talking about them, and why not? Let's keep talking about it. Let's let them keep having their moment. I think
because it's fun. AMP is fun. AMP is fun, and it's in world class.
It is. And
oh my gosh, you need to see his tricks throughout that show. He's doing some crazy tricks in there. Oh my god.
Did you see the rifle line jump over the barrel under, what was it, like a 6?
They did a barrel.
I lost it. Yes, they did a barrel over the barrel under a 6. I don't know what it was. I think it was a 6.
That moment you're gonna have with them is brilliant. Matt, I've been super lucky to teach under Matt Hurley, and he is someone you need to poke his brain. Any question, like he's one of the smartest people I've known in the activity, and like they are so entertaining and so different from a year to another. He knows how to build a program from regional A to world class. It's not it's not etude. Like they've not been around they've been, I don't know how many years, maybe 12 years. AMP is like, he knows, I'm going to say this, but I think technique, like weapon technique, came back because of Amp. Like he built those kids technique wise from A class all the way to world, where rotations were perfect in open class. And I was like, this is so deserved and it needs to be here. And yeah, it's going to be a great night. If I will be there for sure. They are really nice and generous people. And
yeah, they're so
you.
excited too. Like they're so excited that we're going to get to do this. And I was like, and listen, everybody, if you love Amp, go buy a shirt. Okay, they have that purple, white. So go buy a shirt. You know you want it. Support the guard. Have the shirt. You can wear it when you're throwing your hammer in the backyard. You know you want to. just go do it. But I love that. I mean, there were so many. And the thing is, like Andre, there's Amp, and then there's A2 with those skirts. You know what? It's all awesome. Like there's a place for all of it, right?
There's a place for all of it. There's a place for all of it.
Yeah, much less. We haven't talked about 1,000 other guards that were all wonderful because we just don't have time to talk about all of them. Because I mean, we would be here for the next 5 days, which will be fun.
Yeah,
but we all have things we have to do. But but I mean, like it's fun. It's just it feels good to talk. It's fun to talk guard, right? It's fun to talk guard. That's what we're doing. We're talking guard. And if you're watching, everybody, or you're watching now or later, whatever, thank you for being here. You can always find these recordings at the Marching Roundtable YouTube channel. All right, so are there any more? Is that the last clip? Is that it, Jeremy? Is that the last clip? That's the last clip. Okay, so we're out of clips. I think it's time to sort of wrap this up because we've been talking a long time, and poor Cynthia needs to get her daughter to bed. I know. So let's. Even though we've got her all wound up because we're having such a good time. Let's go around and everybody, like, final thoughts you want to say about the experience, anything from your own personal, your guard, or just Cynthia, I'll let you go first. Anything you want to say wrapping this conversation up?
Well, like you said, I hope that we keep this fire as vividly lit as it can be. I think WGI was a great moment for everyone to reconnect and just reconnect with the activity and the love that we have. And if you're free on the 21st of May, you can come to Montreal and see our last championship. There's I was
going to ask you about that. I mean, not to go sidetrack, but like WGI, it was halfway through your season. Like, what is it because of the weather that it's so?
No, it's because we had another lockdown during Christmas. So the first time we started rehearsal again was mid-February. So the federation for us, we got together and we decided to prolong the season, especially for the younger kids, for the younger groups. So we're going to go all the way through the 21st of May because that was kind of the last date that we could until people would do their move-ins to drum corps, world-class drum corps, most of them. So our last performance is going to be the 21st of May. We have, I don't know how many groups, but we have 4 families, a lot of little feeder groups, but we do have 2 world champions. Lisa Eclipse and Third Legend are there. So if you're across the border and you want to cross, just come and see us. It's going to be fun, I think. And there's no snow in May, so don't worry about snow.
And by the way, I want to remind everybody what she said a little earlier. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch this part because when they went to Dayton and made finals, it was their 3rd show of the year.
Yeah, prelims was their 3rd performance. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's doing some good teaching. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Andre, what do you want to say as we're closing this conversation?
Great vibes. Keep them up. What else? Oh, the cookout. The cookout was amazing. And we're doing it next year. So be on the lookout for that.
And in case anybody doesn't know, remind everybody what the cookout is.
Yeah, so the cookout is a POC banquet for performers, artists, designers, all of the sorts, the day after WGI. What else can you know about it? It was at 11 o'clock. We had a nice little short banquet. We had food, we had cupcakes, we had good times. Everybody laughed, everybody cried. It was nice. It was very nice.
You had me at cupcakes. I guess I've got to be there next year if there's cupcakes. Not that I wouldn't want to be there anyway, Andre, of course. But no, that's very cool. All right, Paul, you're going to get the final word tonight. What would you like to say as we're closing up this wrap up of the season?
I mean, I think this is a good way for us to officially come back. Like color guard is back. Like everything is percussion is happening this weekend. Wind is happening 2 weeks from now. And I think this is a good stepping stone for us going into drum corps this summer. It's a full season.
Yeah.
Competitions, and I'm ready to watch Drum Corps, and I'm ready to watch BOA. I'm ready to watch all of it like flourish again for real, and like see where we are next year. You know, like how crazier can Color Guard get in this next year?
Oh, trust me, I've already got some tricks up my sleeve
More tricks
for the year of 2023.
Love
It's
it.
gonna be a good time.
More Color Guards to see. But yeah, super excited.
That's awesome. By the way, what's everybody doing? Not to stop the momentum here, but Paul, are you marching or instructing or just hanging out? What are you doing? I didn't.
No, just local bands that I'm teaching, and then trying to just focus on YouTube, social media, launching that stuff again.
Awesome. Everybody check out Paul on the socials. Andre, what are you doing this summer?
I will be working with Phantom Regiment on their visual line, and then I'm also going to be at Legends Drum and Bugle Corps as their co-captain. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. Yeah, but I'll be at.
That's awesome. I love both those corps, of course. Yeah, great. Cynthia, are you gonna have some? Are you having some time to rest, maybe?
Oh, rest. What is rest? I'm mostly gonna be. What is rest? I'm mostly gonna be a mother. But if anyone needs a flag tag for a week or two, that's the thing that I love to do the most: be on the field with the kids, sweating and running after them. And it's been a while that I've been doing it because of her. But if anyone needs, just reach out and I'll gladly jump in a plane.
How do they find you? How do they get hold of you?
Facebook, Cynthia Bernard. Cynthia Bernard is the easiest way.
I love it.
I will definitely be giving you a call.
I will be I'm just throwing it out there. We'll see. Sure.
Okay.
Run after my kids. They would be terrified.
And me running is funny on its own. So yeah.
This was so much fun. You guys were absolutely wonderful. Thank you, of course, to Julie and Alexis, who were also here. Thank them for showing up and sharing their experiences. First time at the event. And guys, this was fun. So thanks everybody for watching. We went a really long time because we were having so much fun, but I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, let everybody know. It's on the Marching Roundtable YouTube channel. It's on Marching Arts Education. Thanks again to Guard Class and Jeremy Williams for helping to make this happen. Paul, Andre, Cynthia, plus Alexis and Julie. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.